When it comes to our lifelong experiences, marketing has found two major ways to influence our choices. The two keywords here are obedience and associations. Here, obedience is really building upon the avoid danger program we saw before from our survival instincts. You see, as a child growing up, we're constantly facing authority, from our parents to our teachers, over doctors and police. We're basically being brainwashed to sit still, shut up, listen, and do as we're being told, because the other knows better and has authority over us. Milgram's infamous authority experiment in the 60s already showed us where this could lead. I won't go into details, but the point is that just because some guy in a white blouse told people to give life-threatening electroshocks to others, well, they just did. And this without a long preparation or manipulation of some sort. Just a couple of minutes explaining what was at hand and people started firing the electroshocks away. Milgram's experiment saw how 65% of participants went all the way to a deadly 450-volt shocks.
Cloud, horse, rock, house. Answer. Wrong. 150 volts. Answer, horse.
Oh. Experiment, that's all. Get me out of here. Get me out of here, please.
Continue, please. Go right on.
I refuse to go on. Let me out.
He refuses to go on.
The experiment requires you continue, teacher. Please continue.
Later experiments in the Netherlands and Spain, by tweaking a couple of settings, ended up with an incredible 90% rate. That's 90. In other words, you and I would have most probably done the same. Anyway, back to marketing. Do you see where this is going? Marketeers have picked up on this and realized it's enough to put a guy or a woman in a white blouse and saying he or she is some kind of expert, and boom, people just buy it, figuratively and literally. This has been used quite extensively for fast-moving consumer goods such as toothpaste or laundry products. We've been conditioned to obey to authority figures, and now marketing is taking advantage of that. The second key word when talking about how our life experiences are being used by marketeers to influence our buying behavior is associations. When you think about it, promoting a product or service should be about the description of features and explaining how that would benefit the users or consumers. That would work if we were rational beings, like, let's say, Coca-Cola. A rational ad would be a description of its components, the nutritional value, what it does to our health, and probably that it tastes better when served cool, stuff like that. Yeah, well, that's not likely to happen anytime soon. I mean, nobody in its right mind would buy this. So marketeers don't go for the rational ad, and they don't have to. Why? Because we're much more made of emotions than we are of reason. So they generate an emotion and associate their product or service to it. Et voilà! The product or service becomes completely trivial. Once the emotion is created, you can link it to almost anything. And so they do. I'll show you now 3 different ways used by marketeers to generate or create an emotion. The first one really builds on the avoid starvation program from our survival instincts. Depending on the celebrity, there's probably some procreation program involved as well. By using celebrities, marketeers try to make us associate their product with the success of the celebrity. Celeb has aura of success, celeb uses product, product has aura of success. If I use product, I have aura of success. Only a fraction of the population would be able to relate to these perfect people, and does relate to the ads. But that's of no concern here. We're not attracted to successful people because we relate. We're not even attracted because we are wannabes. We don't want to be like them. We know that's not realistic. But buying that product just might give us an edge to be more successful in our own league by using attributes of those semi-gods to make our lives a little less imperfect by copying, or in this case buying, some of their perfection. Next up is the most logical way of generating an experience. They just show it and associate their product or service to it. Marketing has used this endlessly. From happy families to joyous or caring friendships over loving partners or just some me time, showing someone relaxing and enjoying the moment. Now the tricky part is to get people to make the association, to take that pleasant experience and link it to the product or service. Here, It all comes down to the very first program I explained in this course. Repetition. What is repeated is true. When repeated enough times, you can make people believe anything, or at least draw their attention away from less favorable features. Want some examples? Great! I thought you'd never ask. I already gave you the example of banks talking about how our money is safe with them, so I won't go into that. Let's see, what about oil companies? Oil companies claiming to be environmental friendly, using images of animals and nature. What about McDonald's, claiming to serve healthy food? Oh, but I'll come back to this one later. Or sugary drinks only talking about image, fun, friendship and happiness, and never a word about how unhealthy their products really are. The only fat guy you'll see in their commercials is this one. Our brain functions in a state of tension between familiarity and novelty. It has evolved to detect constant change and gets a kick out of understanding the unexpected, the dopamine rush. And as explained, it's really all about dopamine. They create that nice image that will make us crave for more of the same, or they can create a new experience altogether. Turn the commercial itself into a dopamine releasing source and link that to the product. The perfect way to do that is by creating a tension, appealing to our curiosity, and then release the tension by solving the mystery or apparent incongruity which was created. In other words, create a surprise. Solving the tension will have our brain release dopamine. Mission accomplished. And the best way to apply that is through humor. Humor is without a doubt the best dopamine rush by excellence. It also releases endorphins and just makes us feel better. We laugh at a commercial, we link the feel-good sensation that comes with it to the product. Bingo!
Get up! Get up! Get up! Renault Clio MTV Get Up con motore 1400, 16 valvole, 98 cavalli.
Marketeers have found different ways to tap into how we live and remember experiences. For those of you who want to link this with my other courses, here we're right in the middle of our neolimbic brain. The most used strategies are obedience or the use of authority figures, celebrities, pleasant experience, and curiosity/surprise/humor. There is a trick here though. We don't need the full association with all its elements. Because the brain often works with shortcuts, the whole process can stay on the subconscious level. The only thing marketeers really need is that we vaguely associate the product with a pleasant dopamine-releasing experience. As with all dopamine-related activities, we always want more of it. Marketeers have understood that and feed our addiction. Nowadays, new commercials come out as a set of commercials. There's not only one, but several versions of it. If it catches on, people just click from one commercial to the other, strengthening the neural pathway of the association between the product and the pleasant experience. It's nothing more than what Skinner called operant conditioning. We're just like rats in a lab, clicking on a lever to get more brain stimuli. Without even noticing it, not only do we link the product to the experience, but we also load it with a positive emotional charge. When we're in a supermarket, we don't even need to remember the commercial or the associated image. The only thing needed is the lingering positive emotional charge that makes us have a preference for that brand over another one. And the trick is done.